Sunlight can help dissolve oil into seawater. This is what a new study reveals concerning Deepwater Horizon spill. The 2010 Deepwater Horizon spill caused by an explosion on the oil rig was the largest such marine incident in United States history. While claiming 11 lives, it also released nearly 210 million gallons of crude oil into the Gulf of Mexico. 12 years after the 2010 Deepwater Horizon oil spill, a team of Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute (WHOI) researchers carried out a study to discover that nearly 10% of the oil floated in the Gulf of Mexico after the disaster has dissolved into seawater via sunlight. These findings of the research, entitled "Sunlight-Driven Dissolution is a Major Fate of Oil at Sea," have been published in Science Advances. The process is called photodissolution. It's not new in itself, but using custom-built light-emitting diode LED reactors, the group measured how the rate of the oil fate varies for different types of light. As scientists created hypothetical spill scenarios, they also juggled varying oil slick thicknesses, seasonal conditions, and global locations. And they said, what's new here is our understanding how this process varies with light wavelength, which we determined using the LED reactors. This is the key piece of information that allowed us to estimate the importance of this process during a spill. This is what the co-author Colin Ward, assistant scientist at WHOI's Marine Chemistry and Geochemistry Department, states. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill, an industrial disaster that occurred on 20th of April 2010 from, of course, the oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico, estimated to have seen a total discharge of 210 million US gallons, that's 780,000 cubic meters. Now, the ecological disaster that ensued, causing extensive damage to marine and wildlife habitats and fishing and tourism industries, while scientists were left puzzled over the environmental fate of all that oil. Typically, oil spills at sea is believed to either be biodegraded after microorganisms consume and break it down, or it evaporates. Oil may also be stranded on the shoreline, as we know. The amount of oil that was transformed by sunlight into compounds that dissolved into seawater during the 2010 Deepwater Horizon spill rivals that of commonly accepted oil fates like degradation and stranding on the shorelines. Lead author of the paper, Daniel Haas-Freeman, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and WHOI Joint Program student, underscored that the fresh findings could be instrumental in furthering understanding of where else the oil from such a spill might go. Friedman said, if this sizable fraction of oil is being transformed by sunlight and is dissolving into seawater, that might mean that less oil is ending up in other places, like sensitive coastal ecosystems, but we have to consider the impacts of the compounds on marine organisms before we can decide if the net result is positive or negative. The team singled out the interesting discovery that, contrary to popular belief, the photodissolution process is relevant in Arctic waters. This could be critical, they said, when forecasting the impact of oil spills on marine ecosystems and determining response tactics. What remains to be studied is what the potential toxicity of these sunlight-produced compounds might be like. Are they toxic? Colin Ward said, while our findings suggest that the substantial fraction of surface oil can dissolve into the ocean after sunlight exposure, a logical next step is to evaluate its persistence and potential harm to aquatic animals. Of course it harms them. This is on Sputnik News by Svetlana Kimenko. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.